Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Alright, welcome back to another camera build. Today what you see here is a hexagon wooden crate. I didn't make this myself. This is just purchased off the shelf from an online platform. I can't remember how much it cost me. I think around 15 Singapore dollars. Okay, so what do I intend to do with it? I'm going to make a pinhole camera out of this, but you can see it has 6 faces. So I'm going to make a multi pinhole camera, and it will be a 360-degree camera where the image will be formed in the center. This is not my idea. I saw it in a book where the photographer makes something similar. I thought it was quite interesting, so I thought I can try to make my own too. So at the end of the day, I will do a test shot with photo paper. Instead of using film, I will use photo paper, and from there we can see how's the result. Okay, so come along with me as I work this out. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to mark out the center of which of these faces, and that will be where we place the pinhole. Okay, I have also marked out the center of the base itself. This is where I will put this 3D printed film holder, or rather the paper holder, whereas I think I will probably be using a photo paper to shoot. Fit a 6 cm wide photo paper. So I cut this from a piece of 8 by 10 photo paper, and if I wind in, it actually take out one whole round, right? This is by intention, because I already calculate the circumference of this rear, and then from there I 3D printed it. You can see that I printed it 2 halves, the top half and the bottom half, and then for now I just tape it up. So there are 3 mounting screws at the bottom. So what I do is that I will find a way to mount this to the bottom of the plate, and then I will load the paper in, and of course I need to make a cover for this, make it light proof, and also the pinhole. So let's move on. Alright, so I have already drilled the holes on all the 6 sides. So the next step I'm going to do now is to paint the interior black, and I will use this acrylic processed black paint to paint the inside black. Okay, this to prevent any light refraction happening inside the box, and also as a better light proof. Another issue I need to take note of is you can see that the base is actually quite thin. The wood is quite thin, so it's not light proof. So, but the sides is okay. Right, side you don't see the light from the handphone torchlight shining through, but the base we see that. So hopefully by painting it black we will light proof the bottom. If not, I have to think of another solution. So let's do the painting now. Okay, I have very quickly paint out the interior black. Okay, so let's check the light proofing at the bottom plate. Okay, I'm putting my handphone with the torchlight underneath the plate. Okay, unless I put it close to the plate like this, where you can see the light coming through. If I'm like 2 cm away, then I don't see any light coming through. Alright, so but to me that may not be good enough. So I think what I will do is to paint another layer when this layer is dry. So what I'll do is I will wait for the paint at the bottom plate to dry, and then I will coat another layer of paint to see whether does that help, and after that I will check again. So I bought these few pieces of brush sheet from the art and craft store, and the one I'm using to make the pinhole is 0.002 thickness, so it's very thin, so that will be pretty easy to cut. I just have a template here, housing itself, so I will trim it along the way until it fits. Okay, so this is the pinhole assembly. So these are 3D printed parts. I have printed this outer ring, right, and I will make the pinhole from the brass sheet. So okay, so the pinholes will sit nicely in the housing. And what I have here is a 3D printed retaining ring, which I will slot it in. In this manner, the pinhole, the brush sheet should be secure inside without a fear of dropping off. Alright, so this is how it will look, and I will mount this. This is the cover or the shutter itself. If I need to expose, I will just leave this cover out of the way and then close it back when the exposure time is up. Right, so what I will do is to screw this on to here. The outer ring will fit into the hole that I drilled onto the wood. For exposure, I just leave it out of the way, and then when the exposure time is reached, I will just cover it back. Alright, so I will go ahead and do the same for the other 6 pinhole. So I have already mounted the shutter, the pinhole assembly all on the box camera, so 6 of them. So the next thing I want to do is to put in the paper frame. Right, this is where we will put the paper frame. Right in the center of the box itself, but the problem is that this piece of bottom plate is actually quite thin. So what I'm going to do is that I prepare another thicker piece of wood. This is hardwood, and I have already put on the tripod mount onto this piece of wood. And so what I'm going to do is mount it at the bottom of the box itself. So, and that will let it have some height, and then I can mount the screw of the paper frame onto the wood underneath. Okay, so I have glued this tripod block to the bottom of the box itself, and now I'm ready to screw in the paper mount. And because it's hardwood for the tripod mount, so I have drilled a 3 pilot hole so that the wood won't crack. And now I'm ready to put in the paper mount. So the screw are already in place. I'm just going to screw them in. You see this position is where the paper will go in and end. So I make it face one of the corner of the box itself, right, so that the break will be at hopefully the least obvious point. So let me screw it in. Okay, so this is the cover. The felt is placed at the other side, so that when placed on top of the box, there will be hopefully no light leak because of the good sealing here. And from here I can try to load in a piece of photo paper right through here, and then we can do a test shoot. So to secure the cover to the box, I'm going to just use the good old rubber band. These are the thicker one, and I will just so this is how I will secure the top cover to the box itself. Hopefully it will be tight enough, giving good seal on all the sides and no light leak. Okay, so let me go in and load a piece of paper, and then we can do a test shoot. Okay, so what I have is some Fomapan RC paper. So I'm going to use the cutter to trim it down to 6 cm, about 6 cm in height, and then I will load it in. So let me just cut one here. Okay. So I'm going for a 3-minute exposure, so let's go. I was just going to open the shutter one by one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one 6.
A few minutes later.
So my makeshift darkroom is ready. So this is the fixer. Ufert multi-grade developer at 1+9. This is Ufert rapid fixer 1+4. So I'm going to remove the photo paper from this 6 pinhole camera and put it inside the developer for 1 minute, followed by the fixer for another few minutes to fix it. So this is the paper. I'm going to just put it into the developer and start the timer for a minute. Right. Hopefully we'll see some images. Now we can see some highlights, some shadows, some midtones. It's alright. So here are the 3 photo negatives that I've developed. So let's take a look at each individual photo and see is there anything that we can learn. Okay, so this is the first photo that I took at the park, right? I think overall the exposure is okay. I see some you say at the edge, right? This is the part that's not exposed at all. I see some fog there. My guess is that it is because the Foma RC paper is old, has expired, so there's some base form. I will convert this and into a positive by scanning it and turning it into a positive. Okay, so here is the second one. I exposed this for, I believe it's 10 minutes because it was getting dark about 6 p.m. here, so the sunlight is not so strong, so I thought I expose it longer. The details are there, the breaches, the water, but I see there's some like probably some light leaks here and there. Right? Again, I'll convert this to positive. Okay, this is the last one at the open space near the town center. Right, so you have some buildings here. So quite interesting. I see some overlapping images. For example, this part. Right, you can see that there is a tree in this part of the building. Right, there seems to be an overlapping of the images, right? So that's very interesting. Otherwise, I think for this, the exposure, the processing is quite alright. Hi guys, we have come to the end of this video. Please like it, share it, and finally do subscribe to my channel, and I see you at my next video. Take care. Bye.